Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a program called SortTables that does some data analysis, and what we've seen so far is a lot of it still works correctly after our upgrade, but there's one place that doesn't, and that's where we specify database configurations. So what happens is you say, I want to look at a new table, and it seems to add the table, but it doesn't show it in the list. So we're going to look at that. Now, this video, I'm making it separately during the normal broadcast time because Twitch just seems to be acting up today. So it's a little bit out of order, but hopefully we can make this work. All right, so the challenge we have is we have this ConfigureDatabase section. If I say add table, it should let me add a new table, and it does appear to add it because the message updates. It warns us if tables just are in the list but no join. We can look at a table and see that we can turn on and off the fields or whatever, but even going back to it doesn't refresh it in a way that shows all the entries. So we suspect something in database view monitor, database view. All right, and it has the section for tables here, many tables, a button to add a table, and then a section for the joins, many joins, and a button to add the joins. So let's look at many tables. Now my worry is that this we're dealing with these published fields. Oh, and I've lost my cheat sheet book. So in this case, we've got observable object, and we want to use that to hold the model of the database. Okay, and so we really, well, now this is already suspicious to me. This, let's see, database view is passing in active tables, which should be a published field on the database view model. But it is published. But over here, I think this should be observed object. Let's see. At one point, I don't think it cared too much, and I don't know whether this is going to be okay. Doesn't like it. Binding. I wonder if I'm supposed to have that $sign there. I also think, or suspect anyway, that this should be structs, and that by not doing that, we're making life hard. That SwiftUI really kind of prefers structs. But, well, that builds. Let's see if that, well, we'll run tests because we haven't done that today, but mostly the UI is not tested directly. Okay, and we'll run. Create database configuration, add a table. Haha. Okay, so I do know they were more forgiving earlier, and they've gotten stricter and stricter, and now there's a totally different model out there. So that kind of explains some of it. Now I don't, well, okay, let's check the other side. The joins, okay, it has active joins. I'm guessing we're going to see the same issue there, a binding. Okay, so let's do observed object, and whoops, what's the break? Join view model conforms to observable object. Oh. Array. Well, this may be a problem. Okay. the database view model. Do I still have that? No. All right, let's go get that thing. Where are the joins? Active joins. Now that seems to be... Okay, let me try... The difference is that's wrapped in its own object. Okay, published. And then down here, we want the $sign to go away. Okay, let's build. No. Okay. Many joins view, join view model is an observable object. Oh boy. Okay, let's undo some of this. Put that back. The models, okay, this can go back. Let's run. Okay, so add a table, right, puts them in. Add a join. Okay, well, it's adding them. Okay. Right. So let's take the win we got here. We updated many tables view. Take observed object rather than binding. So now multiple tables display. Okay. So to do, we may need to make database view monitor the active tables monitor. Okay. Let's see. Table. Well, how about in ConfigureDatabase, creating multiple tables, didn't show any but the first. Turned out we were using binding rather than observed object. Okay, and I think we have done that. Okay. Specifying database configurations. Okay. May need to monitor the active tables model or make that a struct. Well, I feel like we should make that struct. Yeah, so again, the issue is these active tables. So this thing is a kind of a big wrapper around the tables. So I guess I wonder, what would it mean to be a struct? Well, we had to append these read things are fine. I don't think that's a problem. Duplicate table checker. Okay, so we're gonna do an experiment, I guess. That's let's make active table model a struct. Okay, and the reason is I want to get out of the need to have this be observed. Well, no, the problem is, well, where's mini tables? Active tables model. Okay, in this model, we're managing our own notifications on published fields, and I think that is because we're not a struct. If it were a struct, it knows it changed and it takes that into account. But being 2 or 3 levels deep in an object model sense doesn't seem to like that. Now, we're taking something that's working and we're trying a pretty drastic refactoring on it. I don't know what will be the consequence of that. But let's make this. I mean, I think the core of it is this set of stuff. And you can append to it and you can ask a bunch of questions. So let's see. Now I don't know what this thing is. Well, what if I say struct? Let's just see what happens. Okay. Some people should be complaining. Okay, yeah. Non-class cannot conform to observable object. Yes, that's true. Okay. Wrapped value is unavailable. Okay, so I think this published goes away. Okay. Now here, this really should be a mutable. Yeah. Mark method mutable. All right. And we're going to take that stuff out. Excuse me. Let's just take out the cancellables. Now, this should be another mutating function, right? Subscript set is not mutable. Maybe it just defaults it to mutable. Okay, active tables model. Well, let's turn this back to a binding. Okay, and then the caller, database view. Well, no, the database view model has to change. Published var active tables equals active tables model. I think that part's okay. Cannot convert value to binding. Okay, so yeah, let's pass this. And then we'll take out the cancellables. Now this is on the model. Okay, let's see what happens. It may be too drastic, we may revert, but okay, this only affects this. Okay, so we have the database. We're going to add a table. That looks good. Oh, wow. Add a table. He changed when I came back. Oh, gosh. So I think what's going on is this is an immutable thing, and so it pretends to mutate, but then it's holding on to the original, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's more here. Like when I change it, do I... What happens? Add table, new table, table view model. Active tables dot append. Now, this does not... So does this reassign active tables? Let me try making this append return self. Make it more what I call an operator. Yeah, well, how about I call it table view model? So an operator to me tends to take probably something of itself, although not always, and then return something of the same type. So think of negate, takes a value and negates it, returning another value. A plus takes two values and returns them. I guess you could just take no arguments and return a constant or something. All right, so I'm going to take that there, and then here, I'm going to say active tables equals that. Doesn't like it. Cannot assign table view model. Active tables model. Cannot assign value of table view model. Oh, yeah, this should be active tables model. Add table. Okay, now we go in here. We'll change it, configure, and we come back to the same thing. Okay, I'm not sure this is a productive path. Okay, I feel like, I guess I feel like I'm not convinced we have a good model with this double. I don't think this model of multiple layers deep notifying each other is really the spirit of SwiftUI. And yet my feeble attempt there did not solve it. So I'm going to revert these. The only change should be to do. Okay. let's see. So we tried this. I'm going to call it a sort of a spike, but it didn't update values or didn't retain updates. Okay. Now I'm going to try a different one. All right, spike. Try new model approach. And I don't know anything about it other than exists. I watched a video and nothing stuck, so I don't know. SwiftUI new model. Okay, this uses the iOS 17 stuff to make data changes observable. Right. No, that's all good, but it doesn't. Oh, here's bindable. No, I don't think this is. Observable. Oh yeah, it's observable, not observable object. Okay. Always use the observable macro. Okay, so if I want something to be a model, a view forms a dependency on an observable object when the body reads a property of it. Okay. When it changes, it updates. All right, well, let's try and make this observable and see what happens. Okay. It's not model, it's observable. I thought there was a model. Maybe that's core data thing. No. Can track optionals and collections of objects, which isn't possible with observable object. Okay, that sounds promising. Use the observable macro. Okay. Observable. Remove the published property wrapper. Okay. Let's do it. At public class, he's no longer observed object. Okay, remove the published field. He doesn't need this anymore. Let's take these out. Might be one more place that does them. No. Now, I don't know if this is going to qualify because the view, does the view get an object of this type? I guess it kind of does. Database view has active tables. Cannot convert active tables model to expected type binding. Well, no, did I? Many tables. observed object, active tables. He's no longer observed object, right? Remove the observed object wrapper. Okay. If a view needs a binding, replace observed object with bindable. Okay. Oh, he's happy now. Okay. Database view model is no longer doing this. Object will change. Okay, we don't know if it's going to work. All right, there's a table. Add a table. Oh, that's good. Okay. Modify it. Go back. Oh, and he's back to that. But was that another table? Modify him. And back. Oh. It's not carrying in. Now, I don't know, is that... I think the issue is this multiple layer thing is still getting us. I mean, this deletion here, right? Active tables. Let me see. I think let's insert something about self dot object will change dot send. I mean, I think we're not notifying our listeners. Is that... See, we can't tell if this appears to not have the two tables now, so it's a little worse than it was. I don't know if me notifying the watchers of the database view model that things can change. Okay, add a table. That's good. Change it. Go back. And he's back. Okay. I'm going to say we did the same thing. Okay, and so I will revert the spike again. Okay, run tests and run a configure that we're still working. All right, what else? May have a list of tables. You select the active ones. Yeah, table, go in and edit it. Should keep it. Oh, it does not. Oh, so maybe it never worked. I thought it did. I thought we did the equivalent of this. That's not changing. This is back where it was, right? Yeah. Does anybody else implement this? Oh, a fake. Okay. Well, I think this is pushing me towards going all in on it, but I'm just a little hesitant. Okay, the two modifiers. We publish these fields. We append. And then we set. Now, it's funny to me that it's not notifying when that changes. Okay, let me back out. Okay, I don't know how to get to the bottom of this. Well, one thing is we're talking about changing the UI to just maintain a list of tables. But let's active tables model, but there's table view model. I don't know. Maybe I should work on the joins, but they seem okay. Yeah, I keep coming back to this being the heart of it is this set of things. What if I move those over to the database view? Table view model. I don't know. C references this. Mini tables view and active tables model. Oh, that's itself. Okay. Database view model. I don't see table view model, so I think I can make this. I guess table view model is one table. Is that right? Active table has a list of table view models. Selected table index is 0. But you can change it. And this is all observable. I don't know. I want a safe way to do this, and I'm not quite trusting it. And yet I'm resisting duplicating everything and dealing with it. A table view model, what is it? It's got some metadata, which message tables column 4. Okay. It knows a checker. It knows another checker. All right. So it knows the selected table index. It goes off the metadata. And it can do a rename. Then it also selects column indexes. Selected table. Kind of reconstructing what we did with it. But we do touch that a bit. Well, who sets it? Selected table equals. I think this is the thing I want to make a struct. We're trying that again, yes. Okay, so he's a table model. He's identifiable. Now, why are you all published? Right, we don't publish anymore. Okay. Now this seems to be okay-ish. When you create him, he's got to know all this stuff, which seems unfortunate. Select column indexes. Okay, so I think at the bottom, this thing is representing one table like that. Okay. The metadata, duplicate checker, all that stuff seems a little bit outside his calling. He's got an effective name. That's this. He's got a selected table, whichever one of those we're using, and he's got the column indexes of the selected entries. Okay, if you ask him for his tables, he tells you everything in metadata. I guess tables is more like available tables. Okay, and is that the only thing he's going to metadata for? Metadata. Okay, let's build this. Okay, table view model has no unbreakable change. Is that what we're working on? Is table view model. I find this funny that metadata only appears to be used to give us the list of tables, and that seems like we could be told the list of tables. Okay, but using it, value of type, okay, we can no longer sorry, is table view model? Yeah, that's what we're changing. Okay. Append a table view model. We just want to append it. I don't know. I feel like we're walking down a path we've been down. Okay. Filter. Table view model expects an instance of a class or class constrained type. Now, what's tables is an array of table view models. Is it that this thing is no longer equatable? Is this supposed to be that? Okay. Generic struct table view model is no longer observed object. Well, he's got to be a binding. table. Well, active table is now a binding. Failed to produce diagnostic. I'll say table section, sorry. Now we give it a binding to the table view model. Active table. Active tables. What's active table? Oh, here's binding to active table. Selection. Oh, that's. To static method build expression. So we're passing in a binding and an index. Binding and an index. So this one, active table does selected table. I think that is a binding there. Active table dot select. Maybe this one's messing it up. Active table is active tables. Active tables. Can I convert value of table model to binding? Now this one's disappointing because this non-error message is really not helpful. Okay, let's take out these. Make sure that's okay. Let's take out this one, put this one back. Table section. Okay, it's right here. Binding to table view model. All right, well, active table is a binding to a table view model. Let's try the other one. Exact match to reference. Active table. Well, this is it down. this inside there. Active table is table view model. So it's a binding, it passes into table section, which takes a binding. Oh, so annoying. Can I convert value of active table of type table view model to expecting type? Use the binding. Yes. Can I convert value of int to expected type? That. But that did not seem to work. Value of type binding table model has no dynamic member table index. Now, is that okay? Okay, so far so good. All right, now this one, column section, takes columns and a binding. Okay, by analogy, the binding is going to be this. The columns should be the same. Okay, and I'm just going to fix some formatting here a little bit. Okay, this should build. Now this should be okay. Okay, I feel like I worked through a bunch of combinations. I'm not sure. All right, now. So what we've done, or tried to do anyway, we try to make struct table view model a struct. And there's nothing that changes on it. Okay. And then we're trying to make active tables model use that. Now, should he be published? All right, let's see it. All right, create database. We'll add a table. Okay. We'll change it. Go back. And he's one again. Maybe I got to push through 2 levels. Table view model is now a simple, well, I think he's got stuff he doesn't need, but he's he's a single table's representation. Now I wonder if this one has got the same problem. We had some troubles before, but make him struct. He's no longer observable. Collection. Okay, one place. Can I use mutating member? Well, I should say mutating. Let's see what the callers think. Right. Before, okay, so this I think is a binding. Active tables, the database. Oh, that's the binding off the database object, state object. Okay, so the top level view holding a model. Okay, database view model is observable object. Okay, so that, oh, database view model has no member object will change. Active tables no longer has this. I don't know, I feel like this line is what's messing me up, but okay. Tables.append. I think we're kind of where we were, but maybe undid one further layer. All right, open database config, add a table, go in, change it, go back, and he's down to nothing. Oh. And this is my suspicious thing. Active tables. No, active tables is his thing, right? Oh no, he's the collection. So it's like appending. We append to the table. It appears to be there. I think he's done his thing. So confusing. I mean, he must have done this line because assess joins gets called. Right? So active tables dot append changed active tables. Well, this is where we did that operator again. Let's try that, carrying that through. If I do append, let's return table view model. Well, he's returning self. Should he return a brand new one? All that stuff. Return active tables model. Wait a minute. Model. We're given a table view model. We append it to tables. I don't see how this is going to do anything for us. I'm not even changing anything. It's like ConfigureDatabase. Is that database view model? Where is that? Database view? All right, I'm backing out again. I hate to do this. Discard changes. All right, now I saw some commented out code that made me wonder. But I also see stuff that makes me wonder why it's in active tables model. Okay, I guess that's deleted. Okay. All right, let's look at to do. Could we just have a list of tables and you select the active ones? So I think what that would mean was we're getting rid of this notion of renaming a table, at least for now. And we would show a list that looks like table. And I know class is confusing, but it's really class like a class at a festival or a conference or something. So this would be, let's just run through the list of all tables and put each one, but I think we want to do the eyeball thing and accept them or not accept them. We don't need all the tables necessarily. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is, it's tangled. Okay, let's go back to active table model. Okay, table view model is one table. Well, I guess we could put something in database view. Right. We could. Well, I'm gonna suggest there's a section. If the database has tables, let's do section header. Let's just do all this. That, close it. Okay. And there's no more add table, so that's simpler. But what there's going to be is, I guess it's the all tables view. And it's got to come from the database something. Okay. And I guess we'll take a observed object of the database, which is of this type. Okay, so now I'm going to make all tables view is a view. So it has a body that's some view. And it's going to need a observed object for the database of this. Okay. Text, this is all DB view. Yeah, table. Okay. And we'll run this here. Okay, so we should just see a text for that in that section. Oops, if I... let's call it database. Well, this is why I don't do previews. They just take too long. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we'll put this back and do a run. Okay. Now, all table view, given the database, He should be able to take its active tables. Well, is that... effective name? No. It's going to be a random collection. Table view model conform to a hashable. Table view model conform to a hashable. I don't know if I have to do anything. Yeah. Okay. Right, but you're supposed to suggest things for me. Okay, well, let's do it this way. All right, my tables are class. Is that really the only table in there? Well, no, it's not. It should be these three. Okay. Maybe I'm going off the wrong thing. Where's that SQL metadata? Database view model. Don't I have .tables? I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be getting this stuff. This seems like the place I'd want it from. Right. All right, that's better. And then this, does it sort it? It's SQL database, all tables, order by name. Okay. Ay, ay. All right. All right, so I'm imagining each one of these preceded by that eyeball to select it or not select it. The joins are a separate issue. All right, so I guess I'm expecting an eyeball and then the table name. I'm not going to worry about renaming. And that list should control the other. But then we need each one to control which columns it shows. All right, let's look at SwiftUI table. And I want to understand the hierarchical stuff. Creating a hierarchical table. Okay. Computes its rows based on a collection of identifiable data and a key path to children of that data. Well, I don't know how I get to the key path, I guess. Okay, so let's do SwiftUI. Cool. Table example. Multi-column. And I want those to have the eyeball on them. Editable. And I don't know, I might want to put table and column in there, or a T and a C, or circle T, circle C. List is learned to transfer. Yeah, those should open. I know we saw this article before. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I don't know the difference with list or table. This one's more like it. No. That's more like it. Well, these items are all the same type, and I don't really want that. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay, hierarchical has to have key path. Commute rows based on support 0 or 1 row selection. Okay, I don't care about selection. Maybe I do. Children is always key path element. Value is rows. No constraint on data elements. Init from data. And the children is key path. Value data question mark. I don't know. I want to do things off the index, not a hard-coded name. Path consists of property name subscripts. Okay. S of key path, path to property. Well, it looks like there's a way to do it. I'm not quite sure I follow what they're up to. String not one. Oh, I can make my own. Okay. String dot one. Well, I hope I can make that variable. Okay. We name value or a literal. Value semantics. Path equals string dot index. Okay, 2. Yes. All right. So it seems like I can specify a field. Well, let's get in here. Tables. gives me strings. Columns for table gives me columns. SQL columns have names. I think they would have types too. An index. I think I can, I don't know. Subscript int I gives me the index of that. Do I have a count? Well, I could add one. Whoo, boy. Okay. Right, this is all from the view perspective. We want the list of tables. Okay, so let's change this to a table. A table of stuff. Okay. Well, let's see how we do this with this. You got data, that's the stuff. I want to say children, key path, value data. Okay. It's like I want to have an object that's more, well, I want it to have a field that's called children, or, well, in our case, columns, and maybe column names. And the key path is $0 dot or backslash dot columns. And then column customization, binding of table of column customization. Well, I don't know about column customization. I think we can leave that nil. Columns is a function of columns. All right. Okay. I'm totally, totally spiking this part. Okay, so I'm going to imagine some sort of thing that takes the tables. Now, database is SQL metadata. Okay. So it really is tables. Yeah, I think I can do this. Let's make a struct SQL table info. Again, just kind of playing around, but it should have a name which is a string, and it should have var children, which is I think that's an array of value. Value is rows.table row value. Table row value. Well, let's make it string for now. Okay. And my idea is when you ask for a, well, let's make a, I want to get a table name from this and then answer columns 4, which seems like this structure is more what I'm after anyway. All right, so I want to go through the database. Well, I want to do a make SQL metadata. Okay. Init, if you give me metadata of SQL metadata and table name of string, this should be table name, column names. All right. And I'm going to say table name equals meta self.table name equals table name. And then self.column names equals metadata.columns for table name dot map, and we want $0 dot. SQL columns. It's just a list of names. Selection of sediment. I guess we want column names. We want each of them. Is there already a collection of strings? Columns for that. Is that going to work? Cannot assign type SQL columns. Dot map $0 dot name. All I have is an index. Well, I'm going to let this be exposed. Column names. Okay. I don't know if this is good direction or not. All right. So now we're running through. We've got the tables. All right. And we want to make SQL table info. The metadata is database.meta. Nope. Database view model. .database. All right. And then the name is $0. I'm still not there. Okay, I think I have to map this. Ugh. Okay, so what I want to do is take these names off the tables and map them to SQL table infos. And then I want the row to be the name, and then I want the children to be the column names. All right, let's look at database. Okay, active tables. But he had tables. Now I'm making this, I don't know, it's a different model. Database.tables. Where is the tables? Table names. Configuration. I don't know where that field is. Table names is config.tablenames. Where's config? Oh, database config memento. What's the normal init? Don't worry about it. Table names. Active table models. Oh, so messy. So deep, I guess, is the problem. Okay, let's go back here. Well, this is not going to work. Well, let's look at valid SQL database. Tables returns a list of tables. I think our metadata really would like to do this, where we got to. This is actually better metadata for it. I don't think a message is metadata for a SQL database. Now, if you had a list of these, you could ask them for the tables. Excuse me. All right. So database. Well, yeah, that All right, so database.tables. That's coming from the SQL something, SQL metadata. Can I get that SQL table info? I really don't want to push this to everybody, but I think I have to. Okay, because I need a structure that has the children, has the simple table name for the main row, and then the children for the columns as the subsequent rows, the hierarchical rows. Okay, and so I'm going to list func table info. Well, var table info is array of SQL table info. Is that going to work? Property and protocol must have an explicit get. Okay, let's just make it a get. All right. Now, everybody's got to implement this. Does not conform. Okay, well. Right, that works for that one. And that one. But this one needs to be fancier. Let's put this here. Var table info. Okay, now this one is gonna all right, he's doing that stuff we did in here that I deleted. Okay, he should be able to take tables and map that to something. Well, that's going to be $0 for each. I guess we're going to take that because this is a string. We want to map each one into a SQL table info metadata. I don't think we want metadata here. Well, it's self, and then table name is $0. Okay, so we take each table and we map it into table name, which runs through the columns for that and does that. A little awkward, but okay. I think we should flip it around, and that should be the main thing it knows, and it derives the tables from that. Okay, but I think we now have table info. Okay, so database dot table info. The children are column names. Yeah, and this is text. Compute this row is based on a collection of identifiable data and a key path to the children of that data. Okay. Oh, I guess we want the columns. Okay. Title key, value, and content. Table column. Let's find an example up here. It should be this easy one, right? Table, column. Table name is value. Table name. And then, I don't know, a column. String cannot be converted to textual type. I don't know. Column names. Oh no, that is not right? This is the value. Question is from a table info. How do you get the children? That was here. From a table info. I don't know what key we use there. Let's see if we can get anything. Expected member name. What's wrong with this one? Table column requires that SQL table info conform to identifiable. Well, that seems like a reasonable request.
Okay. Key path type string cannot be converted to text SQL table info. I don't know. It's liking this one okay. Expected member following. I think maybe this is where I want this. No. Array of string cannot be converted. Yeah, it's like it wants a recursive type. Well, I suppose they could label themselves with, I'm a table, I'm a column. I think we'll stop here. Okay, so when we pick up, I guess what we'll need to do, and I don't know if I may be ready to revert this. What I want is table to have underneath it the columns that correspond to that table. And I want all of them to have the little slash eyeball thing so I can decide which ones you want to see. Yeah, I think I'll, I think I'll revert being smarter, except that I'm smarter. And let's see what kind of things we want to do. So to do, have a list of tables. Well, that part is okay. I'm going to take out the table stuff. Okay, this is where we were. I'm going to take out this table info. Okay, I'll take out each of these. Okay. Let's do a diff. Okay, column names. Yeah. I'm going to revert that one. All tables view we added. That's legit. Okay. Extension table view model equatable. Yeah, probably okay. All right. Yeah, let's. Try model we tried. Oh, we lost something, didn't we? With a spike, use a struct to hold table data, but it didn't fix error of only showing one. And then we did a spike twice. Try the new at observable model. Still only shows one table after you edit. Okay, that reflects that. And then we tried a spike, show table info in, well, we did more than a spike. I think we added a view that shows a list of all tables. And then we did a spike where we tried to use SwiftUI table to show table and column names. Needed recursive type. Okay, so list of table, you select the active ones. Right, I think we don't have the selection. Okay, hierarchical table with columns beneath. Add table doesn't update the view. I think we're mostly addressing that. This is more of a comment. And we're not seeing this now. Okay. Well, whoops. Right. That, I think, will give us a starting point for tomorrow. Let me run tests and run the app and make sure we know where we are. Okay, and run. We should see the database view with 3 tables listed. There we are. Okay. Problem is those are strings. They're not a recursive type. So if we had a recursive type, we could change this to being a table. Apparently, we haven't got a good example yet. And I don't know if it's editable once it's in the table. We'll have to see. All right. Well, sorry for the network mess ups at the beginning. Not sure what was going on, but I think we have a place to pick up tomorrow. So I hope I can join you then. It's 2 to 4:30 Eastern Time or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Take care. Bye-bye.